Debarker maintenance today. Tightening the band, 1967 Cambio. Supposedly there's a big bearing in there, like it's like the same thing they use in like the old tanks during war. I don't know. Charlie's our Debarker expert.
It basically is just a big bearing.
So he believes we're just about due for a rotor replacement. Usually like around 12 thousandths a play. We're at 30 thousand, which is fine, so we're going to tighten it up. But Charlie's pretty sure him and Tommy have discussed that once your little tightener deal gets close to the top, you're about as tight, you're out of adjustment. So hopefully make this last a few more months. And this is gonna be a nightmare changing one of these out. I did it years back. I took the guts out of this one, which is just an outfeed. We don't even use it to debark. It just more or less just helps get the log out of the debarker. We took the rotor out of this, which I believe we can use in this one. It was a pain in the butt to do. So you adjust everything as far as your knives, teeth on it. You got these bands. Gonna adjust your bolt right here. A lot of your debarkers actually have airbags here, which in my opinion makes more sense. I've never actually worked on, never even seen one in person, but my pop says we're sticking with bands. Be kind of a pain in the ass to change your bands at time, but Doc got her down pat. Let's try to get this band tightened up, see if we have any luck. Does that hole just go all the way through? Just tightens as you like counterclockwise, clockwise?
You gotta put that pin in there to
lock it down.
Basically to lock it. That way it'll turn instead of just the rotor itself spinning.
Correct. I gotcha.
And then yeah, turn it clockwise to tighten.
Breaking out Old Faithful here. The cheapest porta power money can probably buy. If I can get out of Charlie's way.
Job done.
I believe it's got pressure on it. What exactly are you looking for here? Just tighten a little bit and check it again?
Yeah.
Oh, it's moving. Barely see it moving, but it 30,000 can probably ought to tighten the shit out of it.
I'm gonna tighten it almost till we run out.
Now, smart people tools here. Look at all this fancy geometry looking thing right here. More or less magnetized to the side, put it on there, zero her out. And Charlie go on the other side of the crow's foot and prow on it. And I'm gonna relay the message to, hey man, it's going this many thousandths over and we're shooting, what do you think it's gonna be at and what do you want, Charlie?
Somewhere between 10 and 15.
I'm thinking it's gonna be, we want it 10 or 15, I'm thinking we're gonna be at a 17 and a half.
And that would be close enough.
Close enough, okay. Alright, you zero.
Right there.
19. And let's do it one more time at Keen. It might even been less than that. Damn thing. Alright. You like it?
Yeah.
And that, my friends, is how you tighten a debarker rotor. By professional debarker rotor tightener. How much longer until we gotta change this thing?
No idea.
And there'll be another hole, which is tighten that Allen head right there.
Yeah.
Actually. And that just locks it in place. There's only one, ain't there?
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah,
get that.
if you don't loosen that, you can't tighten it.
Really once you get the hang of it, ain't too bad tightening one of these. I think this company started like in, what do you say, the 50s or something like that? And I believe he said this is a 67.
The debarker we had when the mill burnt was a 50 something, and this one's a 60 something.
Yeah.
Basically the same. They ain't changed much.
Correct. We've done some upgrades like on the rollers and stuff. The factory, I'm gonna show you the factory roller first. Give you a little better perspective. The rollers that came on it are really a pain in the, you know what, the change. Got a solid plate here, solid plate there, and it's like a sleeve. It's just a garbage. Real pain in the ass to change. Very time consuming. which is not too big of a deal on our outfeed because, you know, it's not really doing too much work. And all these are the old style, and then we got the new style, which I believe, I don't know if the guy that makes this Debarker actually designed these. And you just change, what all you gotta change? You gotta change the shaft, the motor.
Change the whole thing. You take the motor off, take the nut off, the shaft, it all comes out.
But this piece is nice because if you ever have issues, he's got 6 bolts. And we got a video on this, changing one of these. Take the bolts out, take the roller off. You always have your sharper teeth to the inside. And like every now and then these teeth get kind of pointing like a knife. Where these are nice and pointy. And he's kind of got he's been turned once. Got a knife shape to him. You just take it off, flip it over, it's irreversible. And get the good side where you want it. The way it pulls even better.
It would be better for the teeth if you could turn them out this way, because you would always have your sharp edge coming.
Correct.
But if this end gets rounded and it's out here, it doesn't open like it should.
Correct. And then you just rotate these once a week.
Yeah.
And then we change them, you know, I guess once a month, I reckon, something like that. Not a whole lot to it, but it peels the bark good. And to make it, you know, peel more or less bark, you can go right back to our adjuster bolt here, which I showed to y'all. If you get it, you ain't got a lot of bark coming off. Take this baby right here, tighten her on up, which will tighten them bands, give you more bark. You dig into the log too much, do the total opposite. Break that loose a little bit, take some pressure off the bands, bada bing, bada boom. I said before, you probably could even bolt these with airbags, and it'll be a similar system. Instead of having 6 bands, you have 6 bags, you know, like a mount, and then you just set the regulator pressure, and then that same thing, instead of having to kill yourself tightening this bad boy, probably got some sort of little regulator you can adjust up and down and get what you want. Now, give or take, my pops is, how old's Tommy now? What's he, like 63 or something like that?
Something like that.
60s, mid-60s. So technology's obviously came a long way, so you can imagine airbags. I mean, my lord, how far has an airbag came in 50 years? So something was ever happen, little Tom had to make some choices. I would probably get a upgraded airbag, and I believe I would convert this over. I feel like we could easily fabricate something and change a bag. It's usually like 3 bolts on each side. Just pop, 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 put the new bag in. You know, probably 5 times as fast change these bands, but as I get older, I might have a different opinion on that.
You could probably even make like a little hydraulic press instead of the airbag.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. That would last forever. It's hard to disagree with Tommy because he has been doing this a very long time. They started sawmill in 1930, Mississippi. Not my dad, obviously, but his grandpa. Alabama. And then they came to Florida looking for land in Georgia because the timber was just so terrible in Alabama, just wasn't worth the crap. They ended up here, in the old Laude, Florida. Tatum Brothers Lumber Co. Laude, Florida. Been here ever since. My dad was actually the first Tatum born in Florida that we're of. But what I'm getting to is these people know sawmilling. I mean, I'm just a grunt. I know a little bit, which is saying a lot this day and time. So it's hard not to listen to them, take any knowledge we can get, and hopefully always have good hands like Charlie and keep this thing going another few generations. You know, they say whatever you teach your son, you're teaching your grandson. So if you got a young little man you're raising up, obviously try to raise him right. That way he can raise his right, and it just continues a beautiful thing and grows and grows and grows. That being said, we're out of here. It's Friday. We've done a few jobs. We got some footage coming up, some good videos. Let me say, hit that like, hit that subscribe. God bless, and keep on keeping on, partners. Blue collar, gold dollar. Peace.